Reg, graad 8 hier is les 27. Ons maak bietjie klaar met algebra vir 'n rukkie, dan gaan ons bietjie meetkunde doen. We are completing the algebra for a while. We're starting with geometry. So this lesson you still had to go do a little bit of tables. I taught you how to work with your table on the calculator. Ek wil hê jy moet met die tabel op die sakrekenaar werk, want die kind wat dit met die sakrekenaar kan doen, kan baie pas hulle punte kry. I don't want you to lose marks because you are stubborn. I know I like to do it with my own brain, and that's wonderful, and you do that, but in an exam I want you to use your calculator so you get all your full marks. Reg, so maak, moet nou nie maak of jy oulik is en dit nie met die sakrekenaar doen. Ek wil hê jy moet met die sakrekenaar doen, maar toets jou eie brein ook. So, if you have to go to the calculator and you want to fill this in to be able to do this table, you need to go, I'm saying again, mode. Eerste ding is mode en dan is table, nummer 7 is mine is number 7 for table, then it waits with fx, dan staan daar fx. Nou het ek vir jou geleer, fx is just in the place of y, but that's for later in your mathematical life. Maar dan moet jy intik 5x min 10. So 5 is no problem, and then x is going to be alpha, the x is going to be with alpha, which is next to the shift key, alpha x, so alpha x, and then minus with 10. When you press enter, wat is enter? Op jou sakrekenaar is die is gelyk aan teken. Mine waits for another one. Well, you could have actually done this one as well then, two together. Want ek wag mos nou vir die tweede enetjie. So if you really wanted to do this one as f and this one you called your jigs, you could have done them both at the same time. Die enigste probleem was nie 'n probleem nie, because you went from minus 3 up to 4 there, so you would have done both sums at the same time. No, learn to know your calculator. Hoe meer jy van die sakrekenaar weet, hoe makliker kan jy verder werk. So, nou sê ek net, ek wil niks vir gx insit nie, so I'm just entering. I start with -3, and I end with 4, and my step is always 1, even if you don't want it. And then if you want to go and work out the sum, remember this calculator gives you the table in that format, terwyl hierdie tabel so loop op die sakrekenaar so. So you just have to go say where x is -3, this they don't call y, they put fx there on your calculator, but it goes x like this and fx like that. So hier langs -3 staan daar dan -5 in. This is the way your calculator shows you, please put it right on your sum. En dan eintlik dan mense is dit baie maklik vir jou om te gaan merk verder. The only thing that you could have done wrong is enter it wrong. As jy hier 5x min 10 verkeerd ingetik het, dan was jou storie verby. You did this wrong and you didn't say start at -3, end at 4, step 1. That's all the mistakes that you could have done or wrote it down wrong. Goed, so dieselfde by almal van hulle. Jy tik in -6 alpha x plus 1, start -3, end 4, step 1 is gelyk aan, and you can read it off. Now there's something interesting here, en ek sê wat ek net op wil gaan let, as jy die alpha hier gebruik, onthou, fx is, you have to keep the left side bracket, alpha x -3, right side bracket, en dan kwadraat, you've got the square key, and then again, you start at this one said, the input values must be these ones in hierdie krulhakies in this set. So you had to make your own table, starting with -4 and going up to +4. This wasn't given. Hierso het hulle die tabel gegee, hier moes jy dit self gedoen het. Maar jy tik dit in, nog steeds antwoord dieselfde ding. Same with this one. You're going to press in alpha x squared -6 alpha x plus 9, again it's from -4 to 4, en toest daar 'n interessante dingetjie. These answers are exactly the same. How is that possible? And the reason I want to show you that, why I gave it to you, so that you can see. If you time this out, you're going to get to this. This is the same sum. So it's a little bit of algebra. When you do the timing, and you say x times the x, it gives you, when you time, you add the exponents, 1 and 1. So as jy maal hou die grondtal en tel die eksponente by mekaar. As jy dan die x maal met die -3, dan gaan dit wees -3x. Then you also have to time the -3 with both of them. -3 times x is -3x. And the -3 times the -3 is a plus 9, en nou kan jy sien as ek daar by mekaar tel, minus 3x and minus 3x, I will get to minus 6x, which is exactly the same as that previous sum. So if you time this out, you get to this answer. That's why these two had the same answer. As jy dit uit gaan maal, hierdie ding, uitmaal, dan kom jy by hierdie antwoord uit. Dis presies dieselfde ding. En juffrou wou hê jy moes dit sien, want dan gaan jy dink, what? Did I press the wrong one and kept the previous sum or whatever? It's the same sum. Okay. Goed, jou laaste huiswerk so 'n bietjie van die algebra. The last algebra homework sum before we get to geometry. Dit was jou antwoorde, as dit nie reg is nie, so moet jy verkeerd ingetik het. This x is an exponent, so jy moet hom reg intik. So when you're standing next to fx, with the table, mode, table, fx equals, you're going to press 2, dan trek jy exponent, so it's to the power, and then it's waiting for you for the power, and that power is alpha x. But then you'll see your cursor jy wag daarso vir jou. After you press the x, it's waiting there. You've got to go to the right with your mouse, om te wys jy wil wie onder sit. Dis die enigste fout wat jy kan maak. Otherwise, you're going to have that plus 3 over there, which is wrong. As hy daar langs daai x staan, when you're there next to the x, it's waiting there. Press the right to the right with your mouse, so that it goes down again and you can press 3. En dan is dit jou antwoorde. Please, let's test our own brains again. If we had to do a sum, for instance, here, and substitute x with 4, it's 2 to the 4, en jy ken mos jou magte van 2 tot die 4 is 16, plus 3 is 17, waar was ek nou, 16? 16 plus 3 is 19. For instance, 2 to the 2, 2 to the 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7, and so you could carry on. 2 to the 8, not lots of people know what that answer is there, plus 3, so it's going to be 2, 5, 6, because for a moment I forgot, but it's got to be less 3. 2 to the 8, less 3 is 2, 5, 6, plus the 3 is 2, 5, 9. En nou begin ons met meetkunde, geometry. Goed, ons begin sommer so stadig net, nie baie werk vandag nie. We're not going to do a whole lot of work. We're looking at triangles, and nothing I'm going to say is going to be new for today's lesson. We need to classify triangles. We're starting with the geometry, and we're starting with 2D figures. 2D figures are flat figures, dis plat figure. 3-dimensioneel is as ek 'n ding soos 'n cylinder of 'n kubus kan sien al. 3-dimensional will be something like a cube or a prism or a cylinder, something that I can physically see it being 3-dimensional. 2D is a flat figure, right? I don't know, 1D is just a line. Okay, I'm not too sure about that, but if you're wondering. 2D is 'n plat figuur. En die eerste plat figuur wat ons nou gaan kyk is jou driehoeke. Nou ek sê hierso, tema 10 los ons uit. We're leaving out theme 10 because usually there's a lot of constructions there, and for now we're leaving it out to see what the department decides on what to leave and what to do. So tema 8 is die volgende een. Unit 11 is the next theme that we're doing with the 3D. So triangles, driehoeke is nou vandag ons eerste lesie. En al wat ons vandag gaan doen is, ons gaan kyk na die soorte driehoeke, the types of triangles. En dan is die vraag, ek kan hom vir jou sê vir my wat so soort driehoek hier is. If I ask you what type of a triangle this is, that's being vague, because I have to say according to sides and angles. So if I say what type it is, you actually have to give me two answers, according to the sides and according to the angles. So as ek vir jou net sê, wat se tipe driehoek is hierdie, moet jy altyd vir my antwoord. Volgens sy sye, kan die sye almal gelyk wees, 2 gelyk wees, of nie 1 gelyk wees nie. According to the sides, all the sides can be the same, or just 2 can be the same, or all 3 of them can be different. Dis hierdie tekenkies. Now you've been taught this in primary school, and if you haven't, I'll just confirm that for you. Die tekenkies beteken hulle is dieselfde. So as daai streepies almal 1 streepie is, beteken dat die sye is ewe lank. As daai 2 streepies gelyk is aan mekaar, dan beteken hierdie is nie dieselfde nie. En as almal met verskillende goed gemerk is of glad nie gemerk is dat hulle dieselfde is nie, is hulle verskillend van mekaar. So nou wat noem ons 'n driehoek waarvan al sy sye ewe lank is? Nou sal jy onthou die verskil tussen hierdie twee. Let me just speak the Afrikaans first. If all the sides are equal and just two are equal to each other, there's a difference. Met ander woorde, die Afrikaans gaan wees, as al die sye gelyk is, dan is dit gelyksydig. As net twee gelyk is dit gelykbenig. Right, in English, if two sides are equal, that's normally the one that they remember. It is isosceles triangle, two sides. If all three are equal to each other, it's equilateral. Equilateral. Nou kinders, Afrikaans, jy hoef nie die Engels te ken nie. English, you don't have to know the Afrikaans, obviously. So, equilateral, all the sides equal. Isosceles, two sides. En dit maak nie saak watter twee sye aan mekaar gelyk is nie. Twee sye gelyk is dit gelyksydig. En dan as dit nou nie een van hulle gelyk is aan mekaar nie, dan sê jy dis 'n willekeurige or it is a scalene. So in other words, all of the sides are different from each other. Nou kyk ons na die hoeke. So in other words, if I asked you, according to the sides, what is each of these? Daar is jou die antwoorde wat jy gaan kry. Party ons praat ook nog van 'n ongelyksydige enetjie. Ons gaan nou nie so diep daarin gaan nie, but there are a few things that you can also use. Nou volgens die hoeke. Nou een belangrike ding wat jy seker van die laerskool af onthou is, die binnehoeke van 'n driehoek tel almal saam op na 180. Something that you will remember from primary school is that if you add all of the interior angles together, you will always get 180 degrees. Jy sal altyd binnehoeke van 'n driehoek saam 180 kry. Ek gaan dit vir jou volgende keer laat neerskryf. Maar as ek nou volgens die hoeke hier gaan, en een van hulle staan daai dingetjie daarby, now you should know that this means perpendicular. Loodreg. Wat beteken dit? Hy's 90 grade. We're not going to write 90 degrees, because that little thingy there means 90 degrees. Jy hoef nie 90 grade te skryf nie, want daai blokkietjie dingetjie beteken 90 grade. So hy is 'n baie spesifieke driehoek. Hy is 'n reghoekige driehoek. So if it is a right angle, it's a right angled triangle. Reg. Die volgende ding wat hy kan wees is een van sy hoeke kan meer as 90 wees, maar net een. One of the angles can be more than 90, then those obviously will be smaller than 90, which makes it acute. As hy dan nou meer as 90 is, gaan hulle twee kleiner skerp hoekies wees, maar hy is dan 'n stomphoekige driehoek. So in English, it's an obtuse angled triangle. Now I know you've done all of this in the primary school. Al die goed het jy in die laerskool gedoen. En as hulle dan nou niks gemerk is dat ek kan sien hy's 'n stomphoek nie, it's not obtuse, hy's nie stomp nie, hy's ook nie 90 grade nie. And one thing in geometry that you've got to know, you can't say, but it looks like that could be 90. Looks like doesn't go. Okay? Lyk werk nie in wiskunde nie. Hulle moet sê dis 90. Jy kan nie sê, maar juffrou, daai lyk soos 90 grade nie. Nee. Okay? So ek gaan dan vir jou sê, maar met ander woorde, almal van hulle is dan kleiner as 90. Skerp hoeke. So this is a acute angled triangle. Skerp hoekige driehoek. Ek het nie baie spasie daar nie. So it's an acute. Not, it is a cute triangle, or cute, okay? Acute triangle, okay? In your sums, you are allowed to use symbols like that. So as jy iewers te praat van 'n driehoek en jy skryf daai tekentjie, jy mag dit gebruik. Maar dis 'n skerphoekige een. Ietsie anders wat hulle in die handboek gebruik het, wat hulle nie regtig wil hê jy moet doen nie, is gelykhoekig. As al die hoeke ewe groot is dit gelykhoekig. Gelykhoekig. But it's basically, there are 3 types according to their angles. But if they do speak about this, die woord sal sê, die hoeke is almal dieselfde, so dis gelykhoekige driehoek. And in English, if all the angles are equal, they speak about an equilateral equiangular. Equiangular triangle. That is something that you don't have to classify. Gewoonlik sê hulle vir jou hierso klassifiseer vir my die driehoek. Classify the triangle. Sê vir my wat se soort hy is. Then it's according to the sides or according to the angles, and most of the time I'll say according to both. So in this case, you would say according to the side, it's a scalene. Volgens die sye is dit willekeurig, en volgens die hoeke, according to the angles, this would be an acute triangle, 'n skerphoekige driehoek. En dis net tot daar wat jy vandag moet afskryf.